3rd. Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Last week, I was fighting off the Grim Reaper. I was battling. It was a battle for my bathroom floor. Uh, I don't know. Some type of stomach bug went through the house and beat me up pretty good. So yeah, I laid on the bathroom floor and felt better. Nice cool tile on the bathroom floor. But yeah, yeah, I guess it's just that time of year. You do everything you can, wash your hands and all that, but still gets you. Still gets you. But while I was laying on the bathroom floor, I distracted myself um, by checking out our the Tales of Old Discord. So I did. I saw you were doing some posting in there with some AI art. So we're gonna have to catch up on some of that a little bit. But yeah, just I'm always popping in there, checking out the latest and greatest, seeing what's going on. So if you would like to jump in there, completely free. There's no cost, no membership, nothing like that. Um, it's just a simple link. Sign up for an account, get yourself a username, and introduce yourself. But oh, okay. Let me pull up this again.
Thing 1, 2, 3. We should be good back again. Jeff Blankenberg in the house. Thank you.
Hey Jeff, how are you? Yeah, yeah, it wasn't fun. It just kind of makes its way from one kid to the next, to the wife, to the Kevin. So,
Oh,
but
the
I
Kevin,
survived
not the
to the Kevin.
dad.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Should have been the dad,
Hopefully, you
but
don't have your kids call you the Kevin. Urban Blaster.
no.
Holy cow. We got the whole show
Hey,
here,
Urban. Hey, good stuff. Good stuff.
or a whole crew out here.
Yeah.
Nice. Very
So yeah,
good.
we have that Discord. Feel free to jump in there, and we're
Yeah, and
always up for a conversation. So,
like Kevin was
ooh,
saying, I've been trying to post more in there about like what I'm doing and whatnot to keep everyone updated. Because I'm not on social media that much, besides like TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, or YouTube. But yeah, I just I would say, like Kevin said, hit us up on Discord and see what we're up to. Um, so this week we have a few things to cover in spilling the beans or spilling the pop beans. Um, last week, or not last week, last episode we talked about D
mhm.
and D, the movie. But now there's some controversy with the new um, open game license. I think it's OGL,
Right. OGL. Yep.
that D&D it has, and I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying it's going to be.
Okay.
I probably will still be able to make D&D adventures and use most of the stuff. Uh, but if those who don't know, I actually make my own D&D adventures. There's a couple out there. You can get them on I'm forgetting what the site is for the PDF, but then there's also Fantasy Grounds where you can get the playable tabletop, virtual tabletop game version of it.
Right. Right.
But um, a friend of mine was like, why don't you just like have it open, not a specific rule set. So you just have a
Hmm.
story, a great story that anybody can play with any type of game system. You could make up your own game system as long as you just play the story. And I thought that
Right,
was
right.
pretty brilliant. And that would get around the D&D controversy.
Yeah.
Also, you could port it into um, uh, I'm blanking Pathfinder also.
Hmm.
So you could do whatever you wanted. So
Well, I guess that was kind of my question for you was one, if it was going to affect you because you had some of these ideas already written out
yeah.
and out in the wild. And two, how do you really license imagination, if that makes sense? It would almost be like if you were playing um maybe like Skyrim, that was a really good RPG, uh, and you were streaming it on Twitch and you decided to make your character follow this like pathway A, and he had this kind of backstory to him, and you were playing that character. You were stepping into that character's shoes and streaming it. So you were kind of putting your idea out there. It
Hmm.
was kind of like Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro, whichever parent company, was saying, no, 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 no. We if you're gonna do that, you're gonna pay us to be able to do that. We're gonna take a licensing fee from that.
Hmm.
And it was kind of that was part of the big deal was how are you going to take someone's idea of using your product and like you were telling these original stories, but I guess you were using
Game
their
system.
sandbox. Yeah, their
Yes.
game system. And
So
so that was kind of
all their
the piece of the
rules that
puzzle.
that already made up like the monster manual
Mhm.
and all that kind of stuff. Which another thing is, my friend said, these names like a troll or a ogre, stuff like that. Those are
Uh-huh.
all open, free use names. They aren't D&D specific. Now, a beholder, that is something different. That's I'm pretty sure D&D only,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. Uh, but like ogre and orc and all that kind of stuff, that is just
Mhm.
a fantasy, free to use name for a fantasy character. So
Gotcha.
you could get away with then writing about said troll, orc, or whatever in your game without stepping into the lines of D&D. So
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're okay. It doesn't affect you, and
no,
it
and
does
also
seem like it reached a resolution.
I haven't seen the final copy yet, but yes, I think they have finalized a version of it. But also everything that's been written prior to is fine.
Is
Not
okay. That
yeah,
makes sense.
they aren't going to like yank it from the stores or anything. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that was good to touch upon because I knew that it may have affected you, or I thought you were kind of
Hmm.
keeping your eye on that.
Yeah.
Um, Something I think that you and I, as well as everyone in the chat, has been keeping an eye on has been the Mandalorian season 3 trailer. Have you seen it, Will?
So I just saw it this morning. I'm glad you brought
Okay.
this up.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome,
Right.
awesome.
Right.
The question is, are those Jedi from the past or are they present? I'm thinking it's a flashback
Probably.
of
Probably.
when Grogu was trying to escape.
Like Order 66
Yes.
thing. Yeah. Most likely, yeah. I don't think there's an order or a. I don't think that Luke's got a
That
budding
many. Yeah.
Jedi Order just yet at this
Yeah.
point in time.
I
Um,
could be, but
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know, but I love seeing Pedro Pascal, the voice, just the style. Like the amazing thing about this show is that you do not have to see his face to get his emotion, if that makes sense. It just
100%.
they do
He
they
is
do
just an
very, very well
amazing
with it.
actor. I've enjoyed
Hmm.
him in everything he's done. Uh,
Yeah.
and I was really pissed when they killed him off in Game of Thrones. So,
Yeah. But
but
yeah, I mean it
yeah.
seems good. It seems like they're pushing the story.
Hmm.
Grogu's back. I think, we I was hoping,
Yeah,
I wasn't
right.
sure
Yeah.
what was happening, but no spoilers in case anybody hasn't seen season 2, but there was a decision that needed to be made, and I think we're gonna explore some of the outcomes of that decision. So,
You seen um uh what's his name? The Tales the book of Boba Fett.
correct. Yes, I've seen that.
Okay, I was gonna say because a lot of happened in Book of Boba Fett
Oh, that's true. That's true. There was some overlap
regarding yes,
because Book of Boba Fett kind of started as Boba Fett and then turned
yeah,
into like Mandalorian, 2.5,
yeah,
and then
exactly, yeah, 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 yeah.
but,
So
yeah,
we did get
there's
some
some good
closure
scenes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There are some good scenes that were previewed in that trailer. Some things that really made me excited.
Uh huh.
I think I think there's probably going to be some Ahsoka tie-in
I think so
stuff.
too. Yeah,
I
to
think that would make
bump
sense.
up their Ahsoka
Hmm.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
which I'm
yeah.
excited for as well.
Gotcha, gotcha. And if Urban's still here, I use Mando in my lineups. So I know he's big, and I'm big on the Star Wars mobile game that we play.
Ah,
So
okay,
he's part of my go-to team.
nice.
Um, but yeah, speaking of Pedro Pascal, he's also in The Last of
The
Us,
Last of Us.
and this one I don't have as much experience. Did you ever play the game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay,
I got when I first got it. This is back on the PlayStation 3. So the OG first Last of Us. That's when I
okay.
played it the most. But I just don't like the gameplay of the game. But I love the story. The story is amazing.
Okay.
So I sure hope they do it justice in this show.
Hmm.
Um, is that already out? I can't remember.
I believe it was.
Okay.
I thought either it was or some people got to see some pre-release stuff that they said looked fantastic.
Okay.
So I I will double check. I wasn't familiar with it
Okay.
until I heard the name, Pedro, and then I was
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
now wait,
Yeah.
what? What is
Yep.
this that I need to
Gotta
now
watch
learn
it.
and follow?
Gotta watch it. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's gonna be excellent. Um, at least he is gonna be excellent.
Mhm.
I don't know about everyone else. But yeah, it does look good. It looks like they are kind of staying with the storyline of the game. I
Okay.
saw a side by side like pictures from the game and from the scenes of the movie, and it
Yeah.
was like spot on, really,
Huh.
really close.
That's
So,
always nice if there's
uh,
like a hallmark shot in the
yeah,
game of like
yeah,
if they're running down a hallway or something like that and they're looking back and then you see that video game clip versus the real life and it's like
hmm,
right on. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So,
Huh. Neat,
yes.
neat. So that's something else that I'll be trying to keep an eye on too. I'll have to figure out what it's all on, whether it's
So it
I don't
is
know
it
who's
is like
putting it out.
a undead type of thing
Mhm.
without really ruining it.
Okay.
It's slightly different than zombies. So
Okay. Okay.
I would
All right.
say kind of like uh,
So a Walking Dead
not Walking
ish.
Dead. Well,
Okay.
maybe like the series. Yeah, maybe like the show. But I'm trying to think of the game other game that the zombies are like um, Umbrella Corporation.
Oh, okay. Resident Evil.
Yes, Resident Evil.
Okay.
Kind of like
Okay.
those type of zombies or
All right.
whatever monsters.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, so yeah, um,
All right.
I do have some links to all of these. This is a Last of Us to the IMDb page. We can't play them, of course, for reasons, but you can play them on your own time. And that last one
There you
is the
go.
Mandalorian IMDb page,
Perfect.
where you can
Perfect.
watch the trailers to both of those. So yeah, take a look at them. That'll be it'll be fun.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Fantastic. I think we're pretty well rounded on that one today. Usually we
yeah,
kind of hit
we
one topic, but we were able to
exactly. Yeah,
nail them down.
it was good. It was good spilling the beans. So let's
Yeah.
move into our meaningful conversation.
Yes.
So this was interesting. Um I had to think a lot. I still have to think about these
Still have to
questions.
think. So this
If
week
you want to
for
start,
our
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So this week for our Beaningful Conversation, um, I wanted to really, since we're in the new year, 2023, at the start of it, I kind of wanted to almost hit refresh in a way. And I wanted to take stock of a couple things. One is we're both tech guys, and
Yep. Hmm.
a lot of our viewership is in that tech space or that developer space. So I wanted to look at what's on our tech plate for this year. Um, any upgrades to any hardware that we have, whether that's a gaming console or a new monitor or what have you.
Hmm.
Any software that we're looking at that's kind of piqued our interest or that we want to try out. I've been into photography lately, so I've
Hmm.
been playing around with Lightroom, Photoshop, DaVinci for some video editing, that kind of stuff. But to tie that all together, I want to wrap it up with, well, I want to talk about a development roadmap.
Okay.
So I haven't done as much development as I'd like, and shame on me for that. But this is the year that I'm going to fix that.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
I have,
Whoa. You hear
I
it
know,
first.
I know, that's right. I have three ideas, which I will
Okay.
talk about a little bit,
All right.
that I'm going to get in, and they're going to be Alexa focused, the
Okay.
voice first avenue.
Nice.
So first of all, for me, what's on my tech plate is relearn skills that I've lost, and by that I mean, when we code or when we program, I know I'm constantly going to Google, Stack Overflow. That stuff saves me. If you're working with Alexa, there's a fantastic Alexa Slack channel
Hmm.
that will bail you out. There are office hours, that you can ask questions, these types of things, and just fantastic resources. But when you don't use a language, let's say I once knew French, right? Comment allez-vous? That's the only thing I remember from French, and no
Muy
chicle en la
bien.
boca, I think. And no chicle en la boca is no gum in your mouth, and that
I
was
was gonna say
Spanish.
something about your
And
mouth.
that's the only thing I remember from Spanish because I got told that way too many times. But when it's a language and you don't use it,
Hmm.
you tend to lose it,
Right.
right?
Right.
Same thing with code.
Hmm.
If you were super fluent in JavaScript and you don't use it for a while, you almost need to relearn a few things, different multi-dimensional arrays and functions, and things get tricky quick that you need to
Hmm.
brush up on. So there are just pieces and parts that I want to go back, review, come up with just a short game project, maybe just a Tetris or a tic tac toe, just to knock the cobwebs off, those types of things. So that's what I want to start with, and really get my feet back under me, like I should. So
Uh, d-
that's my beginning part.
um,
And did you want to say something?
I just wanted, were you going to go into exactly like what specific languages, or, and if you said that, I'm sorry, I was a little
Oh,
preoccupied.
no, no, no. Just a general
General.
overview of the
Okay.
things
All right.
that I
All right.
have.
Cool.
Um, I have a few notebooks over here that I'll probably dust off and see what's what.
Nice.
But along that line is I also want to upgrade my hardware.
Hmm.
So I have a MacBook Pro. It's 2020 before the M1 series stuff kicked out, and it does me great. I have no complaints about it at all. But I do have a Windows PC here that I built and have upgraded pieces and parts throughout the past couple years,
Hmm.
the COVID times basically. And I think I
Nice.
really want to shift that around and make that my primary machine because I've also been into photography, which I've mentioned a couple times,
Hmm.
doing a lot of landscape photography, not portrait stuff, because nobody wants that. But landscape stuff because they don't talk back. But yeah. So I've been doing that, and um, when you're doing some of this graphic intensive work, you need a good graphics card. You need a lot of memory, that kind of stuff. And the MacBook is great for that, but the PC that I've built is probably a little bit better, a lot of bit better. So I want to do that.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to take advantage of the photography and setting it up as my development machine, I think I want to upgrade my monitor. So I have two monitors, and they are 26-inch. I think they're 26-inch. Um, Cinema HD Apple monitors.
Oh, okay.
But I think what I want to do is switch to, and I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on these that we could have a talk about or discussion about.
I
But I
do.
was thinking about instead of what's that?
I do. We continue.
I was I was thinking about going with one ultra wide.
Okay. Okay.
So I've seen a couple of them. I don't know too many details just yet. I need to do a little research on them. But the desk setup that I have would suit a large curved ultra wide,
Hmm.
and I think that would really make that immersive. And instead of having two monitors, maybe one here and one here, I would just have one big
Large.
one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I don't know if there's a productivity psychology behind it. Um, but I feel like I could have a window on one side and a window on the other.
Yep.
And from what I've seen and used, Windows 11 has some really good window framing tools
Yep.
out there. So
Exactly.
you can snap windows to the left or to the right or top to bottom, those types of things. So if I have Stack Overflow on one side and VS Code on the other, I'm good. Or Alexa Slack channels up, the Discord's on the top, Will's messages are at the bottom, and my tiny small amount of code on the left. That kind of thing. Um, I really think that
Nice.
I could make good use of that real estate with a larger monitor. I know they're not cheap, but I think if I'm gonna spend the time and then I'm gonna spend the money as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have you used anything like that?
I've not used ultra wide. I do have a friend that uses one. He really
Okay.
enjoys it. I don't know. I don't think I could get used to it. I enjoy my two monitors. Um,
Okay.
I have a 4K monitor over there, and then just like a 2K monitor here. But this is
Right.
more of a 144 hertz, better for gaming.
Right.
Uh, I know my buddy also plays on his ultra wide uh, for gaming, but I don't know how that would work. So you
Hmm.
just might have to look into that. So
That's true. That's true.
I
It
don't know how
might
much
be
gaming
too
you would do.
much.
But
Um, well, that's actually a really nice segue. Thank you. Um, I've always been an Xbox guy.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've always, when I was in high school, it was either you had the Xbox or you had the PlayStation. And
Yeah.
then, like, you went your paths and nobody
Hmm.
ever spoke to everybody again.
No. No. We
You
wouldn't
know,
be
and
actually speaking right now because I was always PlayStation.
you were a PlayStation
Yeah.
guy. See, I'm
Yep.
I'm correcting my mistakes, maybe, or whatever. Um, I'm not so invested in the Microsoft system
Hmm.
that I can't pull myself to the PlayStation side of it. Um, so I've been really looking at picking up maybe a PlayStation 5,
Hmm.
uh, just to. I think it's future proof enough for me. I mean, I don't game as much as I used to.
Okay.
Kids will do that, but I don't game as much as I used to, and I don't get as excited as I used to about games. So like Halo, if everybody remembers Halo, I was one of those goofballs standing out at midnight waiting for the release, in the freezing cold rain or whatever, waiting
Nice.
for this to be released so that I could take it home in my nice collector's edition box, right? I used to do that, but that's not where I'm at anymore. The Spider-Man game that everybody was talking about, I never got to experience that. So missing
You
out, but I
still
would like to play
can.
it. Oh yeah, yeah.
It also is on Windows or Steam. So
Steam. Yeah, yeah. So there are options, but there is just something nice about sitting down with a console controller on the couch with the TV, blah blah blah. So there you go. There you go.
I have one
So
there, or I have this one too, depending on what game I'm
ooh,
playing.
nice, nice. So yeah, I think that might be on my list. When I take a break from my photography, when I take a break from my studying or learning my
Yeah.
stuff or my development, then I can just catch an hour or two and mash some buttons and yell at the screen. So, but upgrades to hardware, that's pretty much it. I don't have too much on my plate that I want to upgrade. I'm pretty happy with the Alexa.
Mhm.
Amateur mistake there. I'm pretty happy with the Alexa devices that I have. Um, I would like maybe a 15. I'm really kicking that around too. Considered that for the holidays, but it just didn't materialize at that point.
Same.
So,
I I think we need 15 version 2.
okay, okay,
Just what I've experienced with my 10, uh, my first edition 10.
uh-huh,
Um, I think there's going to be some bugs to be worked out the first edition,
okay.
like
Yeah,
always. So, like
yeah,
my 8 is amazing, but that's like version 3. So,
yeah, yeah.
um,
I'm the same way. I can definitely tell. I had a couple fives around here, and you could tell which was like the first version versus the updated ones.
the
There
second
was
version,
just,
yeah.
yeah, there was just a little bit of some lagginess or some even the quality definitely improved between
The
the two versions.
microphone, I have a problem with the microphone with my 10. It's
Like
like
picking
I
up your voice.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like 2 feet from it. So it's just like, why can't you understand me? I have to
Yeah.
do super slow or loud or something.
Hmm. So my parents are. I don't think they watch this, so I can not. You know what I mean. But my parents are not tech savvy at all.
Yeah, same with
So
my
my
parents. Yeah.
my phone is always going off for something, right? And they were asking like, "Hey, my Alexa doesn't hear me right." I'm like, "Okay, well, what is it? What's going on?" Where and it actually turned out to be like where it was in the house.
Okay.
Um, there was just a lot of echo around
Hmm.
it, so I think like some sound waves were just bouncing
Oh,
off
maybe
or
that's my
something.
problem too. Yeah.
I don't know. I read a couple blog posts and I saved the day, and I think I think they brought over like macaroni and cheese or something like that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I don't think I have anything that I'm gonna pick up on the Alexa front.
Hmm.
Um, I've kept an eye on certain things. Like there was a pop socket thing for your
Hmm.
phone
Yeah.
that had that. Um, it's neat. I don't think it's something I'm gonna pick up. Um, I'm not sure. If something catches my eye, that could absolutely change. I may impulse buy something, but at this point in time, I think my Alexa setup's pretty solid. I think
Yeah.
it does what I need it to do. Um,
Nice.
so that brings me, speaking of Alexa again,
Hmm.
I'm on a segue roll tonight.
Yeah, you are.
Um,
Hmm.
man. So speaking of the Alexa stuff, I have three skills in mind that I want to develop.
Okay.
One is going to be kind of to knock the cobwebs off a little bit, and that's going to be a photography uh, suggestion skill. There are skills out there like that, so I may not publish this one,
Okay.
but I I hold myself to a very high standard, and the ones that I've tried, there are just quirks about them that I can't stand. So I want to make sure that mine does not have those quirks or has these additional features.
Hmm.
Um, I've kind of thrown myself into the photography field, and there are so many genres of photography between macro, portrait, underwater, landscape, woodland. I could just keep going.
Hmm.
Wedding, blah 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 blah. I want to be able to uh, use my knowledge of that plus my knowledge of Alexa and best practices to create a skill that is going to seamlessly walk you through asking what category and then providing or asking a few questions and then narrowing down what would be a good suggestion for you, that kind of
Okay.
thing. And then if I really felt ambitious, I would throw in a little bit of tools, just little tool trainings like the exposure triangle with ISO and shutter speed, aperture, and how you can adjust those three in tandem to get the focus and exposure, blah blah blah. So there are things that I want to do for that. Um, I don't think it would be very difficult. I think it's just a matter of getting my feet back under me that way. The
I
second
would
one,
just before you go on, I
yeah,
would actually
yeah,
suggest you look at conversations for that. That
yes,
that would be ideal for that type of flow,
hmm,
and it would be more personal than what is out there so far.
agreed,
So
agreed,
continue
yeah.
on.
So my second skill that I want to get into is a baseball skill.
Mm.
I I want to do maybe some facts, or
Mm.
I want to be able to provide definitions. Maybe there are so many stats in baseball
Hmm.
that I personally enjoy. I like knowing how many dentist appointments this one guy had between home runs or something. Just baseball is so full of stats. I'm telling you, it's so much fun sometimes to just sit and listen to the commentary, whether you're watching the game or listening to it on on a Alexa device or what have you, that kind of thing. There's so many stats out there, and I know that I could just say, Alexa, what does RBI stand for, right? Like,
Right.
and it would give me that. But I think I would want to have my own custom definitions that teach you a little bit or provide some additional context. Not just definition is, runs batted in or whatever. Um, that kind of thing. I want to at least provide some additional learning to it
Hmm.
by having examples, something like that. Throwing some sound effects in there. Um, if I was really feeling ambitious, getting some APL in there, um, some some screens on there that I could
Hmm.
demonstrate something or have maybe some animations of you know, what is a double play, and then show whatever,
Nice.
just to see that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Uh, when you enjoy that kind of thing, it doesn't really feel like work because I would enjoy going through a list of just off the wall stats and being able to put some type of story to it or what have you that would help it click a little bit better. But
Would you use
um
also an external API for the less, or maybe all the stats, or maybe just the normal
oh yeah.
stats?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I really
Okay.
do.
I didn't. I'm
Um
guessing there has to be something out there, but
yeah, yeah. Um I would also like I do not as much as others. Probably talking to you, Jeff. Uh as far as baseball card collecting. So I collect some baseball cards and have my collection and my favorites and whatnot. If I could come up with a way to almost catalog those by voice, that would be really neat. Um, I think that would be a super ambitious project, though.
yeah, it sounds like it.
Um, yeah, I would need. I'm just spitballing here, but I would need some type of database to pull from, and then how would I like if I said 2022 tops Andrew McCutcheon. Andrew McCutcheon's on my top of my head because he's coming back to the Pirates, which is awesome. Um, it's complete fan service because whatever. We won't get into it. Um,
Please don't.
sorry, sorry. Yeah. So I don't know, but that's another side idea I just had right now on stream.
Nice.
Um, but the third one, I'm gonna keep that one a little closer to the chest. Uh, I might debut that one on stream at some point or something,
Okay.
but it's gonna be it'll be probably towards the end of the year, um, once I get my feet under me again. So
Okay.
yeah. Um, on my
Nice.
wish list, I also thought about having like a tech wish list, and you know, I think for the first time in my life, I'm okay. I mean, yeah, that monitor, there's always something shiny, right?
Hmm.
We talked about the latest and greatest at CES, the that's
Hmm.
could come down the line.
Yeah.
And there was some pretty cool stuff.
Hmm.
I didn't see too much that made me like throw my wallet at the screen, you know. So my wish list is probably pretty short. I think my wish list I'm happy with my TV at the moment. I'm happy with what I've got. So
Okay. Okay.
I don't think I have too much on the wish list right now. How about
Nice.
yourself?
All right. So I need to go to back to the top, which is hardware.
Yes.
My hardware, I want more memory in this PC. I have
Okay.
32, but my both my brothers have 64, and they said it was night and day difference between 32 and 64
Really?
with Windows 11, because Windows
Mm,
11 eats up the RAM somehow, or does something
okay.
else with the RAM. I don't know what it does, but if you
Yeah.
have a lot of RAM in your computer, it loves it. So
Interesting. Well,
I
that's
want
something for me to be aware of then.
I want 64.
Okay.
Um, and then besides that, I'm this thing is still pretty high end. I have a 38 or 3090 in it. Um, my buddy rubbed it in my face that he got a 4080. It just like a few weeks ago. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was kind of upset that I didn't have the latest and greatest, but my 3090 still kicks butt.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. Definitely beefy.
yeah. Uh, So that's good. Software. Um, I have the Adobe Suite, so I want to dive more into the suite,
Okay.
um, and
It
make some
is this
more
the sub
cool.
sorry,
What?
is this the subscription one that gives you
Yes,
all of the Creative Cloud stuff?
Creative Cloud subscription. The only thing it
Okay.
doesn't include is the 3D modeling
Hmm.
section of it, which kind of sucks because I love 3D models
Yeah.
and I would like to. I love Substance Painter as well,
Hmm.
which is their they bought it last year, I believe, or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So um, it's great, but I don't need it right now. I'm not doing anything in 3D. Everything is mostly 2D, so I'll be okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Okay.
I've been just enjoying that.
Yeah.
Um, and that
I'll put
has
that on
my
the
also
software.
video editing software as well, and just tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
what else? I have to look at the list.
Yeah, as far
Software.
as
Oh,
software.
roadmap.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
Sure. This is something I wanted to pick your brain on.
so okay. Um, my roadmap. I really just need to get back into it and have a really clear, somewhat clear or standard for myself because
Okay.
I've been enjoying being lazy. I've enjoyed just playing games and not doing the things, not making games, but I enjoy making games at the same time.
Hmm.
And actually, just today, I was looking at a friend's Discord, or a streamer's Discord, and um, they were talking about what they were doing for their games. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks so cool, so fun. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pixel art, but it just looks so fun. And I'm like, I need to get back into it. I need to do it. So, what's on the roadmap for the next couple years? I'm
Next
not
couple of
saying
years.
it's gonna be this year, but what's on the roadmap for Powers Fighter? I need to complete the web API uh, um, version of Powers Fighter, which
Okay.
will have more animations and whatnot for the fighters, and new assets. So I need to
Makes sense.
finish that. Um, I might actually, because it's such a big project, I might actually put that on the back burner and then focus more on Cards of Wonder because
Sure.
I
Sure.
really want to put Cards of Wonder back on the map with the new, more collecting way uh, of playing Cards of Wonder. So it's more of a not collective, collecting game.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're
I
collecting the
understand. Yeah.
cards. And before, you still could do that, but it was hard, really hard to collect all the cards, right?
Right. Right.
So I want to be able to have a way that you could essentially collect all the cards. But I don't want it to be a free card every day. I want it also to have something else that you get every day that will boost your cards or do something. Maybe get more money so you can buy more packs and then get more cards. Whatever,
Okay.
whatever. So I want to do something more different, but
Hmm.
still have the same type of gameplay. You're still going to battle the same way. But just the collecting of the cards will be different. And also, you'll just have a single card, not 20 of the same card,
Sure. Sure.
which will help with the APL and rendering the APL. I also
Oh
want
yeah,
to
definitely.
redo the battle screen APL, the look. So my newest games, like what I've done so far with Power Spider and with Space Marauders,
Hmm.
they have a really unique feel. They feel like more of a game. And
Right.
Cards of Wonder kind of just looks like thrown together. I obviously have the great animations of the cards. The cards look great. That's not the problem. But
Yeah.
I think the overall UI of the screen, I just want to change a little bit and look a little bit more crisp, more clean, professional kind of look to it.
Okay.
So that is what I wanted to do with Cards of Wonder. Uh, and then on to Space Marauders. I said that this last year. I want to have pets in the game. So I started making the pets a long time ago.
Uh-huh. Right.
Uh,
Right.
and then I don't know what happened. Something happened. And I got distracted. So I want to continue, go back to that and finish
Hmm.
up pets. Um,
Nice. Nice.
and what I'll let you know the ideas behind it. So actually, my wife, she is great at coming up with ideas. Don't tell her this. She doesn't usually watch this anyway. So, but she is great at coming up with ideas. Um, and one of the ideas was with his pets. So
Hmm.
a pet, how I will introduce a pet is while you're in a battle, and let's say you're not doing so hot, like the first or second round. I'm guessing after the first round. If you lose after the first round, it would be like not
Okay.
like that. Maybe we're not going to
More
be
manly.
Link or whatever, Tinkerbell. Uh, but we're like, hey, I have this pet that will help you out in your battle. Um, it'll boost your next attack by 10%. I'm having a lot of lag here.
Okay.
Uh,
I caught it though. It would still give you a boost by about 10%.
yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Um, or something like that. Either boost your
Hmm.
attack or
Yeah.
decrease their attack by 10%. Whatever. Boost your only a specific weapon attack. Maybe boost your melee attack by 10%. Something like that, right?
Sure. Sure. That makes
Just
sense.
to try to get them to be like, oh, if I get a pet, I can get this boost. But then at the end of it, I would be like, hey, do you want to buy this pet? It is 300 credits. And be
Gotcha.
like, oh, okay, sure. It's only 300 credits. Yeah, I'll buy the pet.
Right. License fees, for your
um,
pet. That's what it is.
yeah, exactly. And so I think what I would like to do is have another section of the ship where your pet home is, so you could
Okay.
go visit your pet and like pet your pet, or
Right.
whatever, talk
Right.
to your pet, whatever.
That'd be
So
cool. There's a lot of potential there, How many pets can you have and can you switch them out
yeah,
and
so
all that. So, yeah.
yeah, exactly. I think I was just gonna have one pet. You could only have one pet, but then I would say once you buy that said pet, um, also said pet can be upgraded.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but when you have said pet, you can change them out, uh, whatever,
Mhm.
whenever. Also, there would be different rarities of said pets.
Okay.
So there would be like the standard, and then there would be a premium pet,
Right. Right.
which are like 600 credits.
Like
Or
the shinies or something
yeah,
in Pokemon or whatever. Yeah.
and you saw some of my images that I was doing, and there
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I did.
premium ones were gold. So
I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
the standard ones were just like the normal colors, whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
cool. That's awesome.
that
So those
is
are things we should expect.
the roadmap for my games.
All right.
I'm not creating any more games this year. I do want to. I have so many game ideas in my head, but I just don't have the time.
I gotcha.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
um,
this is a good time to put some polish on them and do some
hmm,
feature upgrades and make sure that things are the way you want them and
yeah,
really kick them
exactly.
off right. Cool. Well done. Anything on
So,
the wish list though?
wish list. I mean, they're actually I'm the opposite of you.
You've got I want this and this and this and you
I
know
do
what,
want a new
Santa, come here.
TV, because the one I put my PlayStation on just this weekend, is old. Um,
Okay.
and we wanted to upgrade our one upstairs, so our upstairs would come down here, and then we could
Ah.
just get rid of the one down here because it's old.
Mhm.
It's like an old Pioneer. Uh, it's big, but it's old Pioneer, like I don't know,
The old
1080.
CRT
It's
screen
not
thing, yeah.
CRT, not that old, not that old. It's still a flat screen, but yeah, still.
Gotcha.
So a
Okay.
new TV,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
um, and then it's kind of a not really a wish list. It was just like that'd be neat to have. Some of the robots on CES that actually are out right now were kind of
Oh, okay.
cool. Were kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be neat, but I don't know if I would want them right now. So, but um,
Gotcha.
that
You
was the
you
only
want
other thing
the
I could think of.
you want the version 2 product of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Uh
Gotcha.
huh. So.
Cool. Yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Did That was a pretty good conversation. Took up I could ramble about, things for a while, but
Yeah.
did you want to jump into your bean of the week or
Certainly.
cool. Cool. I
So,
spent too much time on the bathroom floor, so I don't think I have one unless you want to count like a mop or something that I should probably
oof.
buy to,
Ouch.
clean my floors.
No,
But
that's fine. That's fine. We don't need any. I mean, we talked about tons of stuff. So, but
sure.
I do have one. It's actually a movie that I watched. So I'm sending another
Ah,
link. It's another IMDb link. It's called Glass Onion. Have you seen it?
okay. So I have not seen this. Does it or doesn't it follow that Knives Out?
It is from that series,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
doesn't. There's the only character that's in the same that one is
Uh-huh.
the detective,
Daniel Craig.
right?
The
Which
I
is
can't remember what his.
amazing in both Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Okay.
I like those type of movies where you really don't know what's going on. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and it's not till the end. I mean, you start part it together about halfway through.
Okay.
Halfway through, they kind of open your eyes to something that's happened.
Gotcha.
So, but you do not know the end until the end, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
wow,
I love that. I love because then when you look back and you're like, how did I miss that? Or like,
yeah,
oh, that ties together
uh
this,
huh.
this, and that. Yeah. Okay.
And the
Uh
way
so
they
how
filmed it was just amazing.
cool.
Uh, yeah, super cool.
And is
Uh,
this Amazon Prime? Is
It
that
is Netflix.
oh Netflix? Okay,
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
So I would watch that. If you enjoyed this, there's also Death on the Nile, not a part of this series, but Death on
Okay,
the Nile. I heard there was a actual series made by Knives Out and a Glass Onion people that is coming out,
hmm.
but I don't know any details. I just kind of heard it this morning. So,
Neat, neat.
but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
if you enjoy those type of movies, give it a try. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Awesome. I might have to go do that actually, because yeah, I love those types of things, the twists and the plot, and you're like, wait
Hmm.
a second, what? And then I always think I'm smarter than I am, and I'm like, I got this. I know what's going on. And then like, you know, Graham isn't the killer, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So
cool, cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I think we had a really good show. Well, we covered quite a bit. We
Hmm.
covered a little bit of the pop stuff, The Mandalorian, and The Last of Us. Those awesome things. We kind of boiled down a little bit of the creator's license, whether you can, whether you can't, and how that's all going to do.
Yeah, we
Um,
actually skipped over Alexa Prize. I completely forgot about that. But
we
that
did,
is,
we
we
did.
can touch on that next time.
Yes.
So if you were really looking forward to us talking about Alexa Prize, because that's what I put the title as, I'm sorry, but we will talk about it next time. We will make sure we talk about it and all that. It's very exciting.
Hmm.
I like what they're doing there. So um,
Yeah,
I definitely
lot of
want to talk
potential.
about it. I definitely want to talk
Yeah.
about it. So, yes,
Awesome.
thank you, everyone. If you haven't yet, pop in our Discord. I'll put the link again up. Uh, Say hello. If you want to talk about something, we have a few channels. You can use any of them, whatever topic it relates to. Um, and yeah, um, got anything else?
No, no, that's probably the best way to reach out and get in touch is Discord. So we'll build that up and kind of grow that out a little bit. So,
Perfect.
but
Yeah.
that's all I have. For me, take care.
Bye, everyone.